Hello and welcome back to another video. This is a very exciting video that I think people need to hear. I have been trying to build my team with Tropic skincare and I have had a couple of people just asking me what's the catch, and it's really funny because there isn't one. It's the answer to that question. But when I get that sort of response, I kind of think it's such a shame there are so many companies out there that are allowed to have the catch, so to speak. And I myself have had a hard time with a couple of companies that I've joined. No matter how many questions I've asked, I've still joined and they've still conned me and told me it was something that it wasn't. So I know that sometimes making a decision like this is really difficult, but I also know how different Tropic is and how good it makes me feel and how happy it makes me every day. And I just wanted to share with you and with anybody that you think, you know, even if this isn't for you and you think somebody would impact from this, they want to start a business on the side, please share this with them, because I don't want them to feel like there is a catch. I want them to just do it, love it and enjoy it as much as I do. So today I've got some notes on my phone, as you can see. I'm literally going to go through what happens when you join. I'm going to tell you all of the things that happen when you join and how it happens, what there is, what's included, and there's going to be nothing hidden from you. I'm going to literally tell you all the ins and outs of everything, and at the end of it, if you still think there's a catch, I promise you there isn't. And then I will also just go through, you know, why you would join. After all of that, why is it that you would join? So I think, to be honest, I'm just going to get stuck into it. I don't want it to be too long of a video, but I just want to prove to you, like I said, that this is an amazing company. I think for me, I mean, it's changed a lot of my life, to be honest. I get discount on my products. I've made a business for myself. I get some extra income, particularly helps with my freelance work because, you know, some days I don't have work. And the community for me has been really important. I've not had a lot of friends in the last couple of years. I've had some real friendship struggles, and giving me a community of people to be part of has just been the nicest feeling. And I just want somebody else who could be feeling like how I felt about a year ago almost now, feeling like I am now. So yes, so let's just get into it. Let's just start. So we'll start with what happens when you first join. So you might have seen my video at the beginning of last year. If you haven't, please go watch it. But you get a ambassador starter kit. So you pay £198 for £600 worth of products. So even if you join just to get that, that's incredible. So you pay £198 and then it's worth £600. That is all I have ever paid for Tropic. Nothing else. There is no extra costs. There is no monthly fee. There is no running costs throughout the month. There's no, you have to make a certain amount, otherwise you're going to have to pay. There is literally nothing like that. It's just, I bought the £180 kit. I use it either myself or to give to customers for borrow bags and things like that. Which again, if you want to know what those are, I can go into that with you. So you start, you'll say to me, so I really want to start my own business. I really want to join. How do I do it? I will send you through a link and you will fill out the link and it'll be your name, email, phone number, all those sorts of things. Pay for the kit will get sent to you, and then we can have a little coffee or a little catch up and I can go through with you everything you need to know. So I can go through with you step by step on what you'll need. So for example, your ambassador login and all those sort of stuff. I'll guide you to our training area where you can sit through a video and learn how to use the online system, because the online system is a lot better explaining it than I would be. And then we'll go through what Tropic is, how, you know, what you get included in it. And then from there, we'll do a little launch on your social media and also a little launch in general. So you can do Tropic however you want to. We can kind of find a way to fit it into your life. So for example, if you want to do social media, then we can work out how that would work around your life. If you wanted to do parties, we can work out how that would work around your life. So I will basically help you to fill out your schedule for the week. If you've got a regular schedule, then we can fill it out. And if you don't have a regular schedule, that is also fine. We can go through that weekly if you wanted to. We can go through that monthly if you wanted to. Whatever suits you, we'll go through it. So at the start, we'll just go through the systems, what you will need, and we'll go through as well how you're going to, you know, start your business, whether it will be through socials, through parties, through borrow bags, whatever else it is, or a bit of everything, because that's what I do. I love using social media myself, so I do share a lot of it on socials, obviously YouTube as well, but I love the parties. The parties are one of my favourite things to do, and that's where I thrive as well. So that's that. So once you've done that, then to not overwhelm you, I won't go over much else, and I will send you away to either launch on your social media. So it might just be a picture of you with your new kit, just saying, hi, I've started this new business. If you're interested in skincare, let me know, something like that. Or just so people are aware you sell skincare. And then you can go through your training. And then once you've done that, I will check in with you and make sure everything makes sense. And then we can have another call or another meetup to make sure we go through anything that doesn't make sense to you. So you now know how to use the system, and you now know you've now launched your business. Now, of course, if you're doing a party, or even if you're not doing a party, I would really recommend a launch party. So a launch party basically is just so you can have a bit of practice talking to people about the products. Now, if you know and love the products, you don't have to know the ins and outs of the products, which is also brilliant. And another thing that's not a catch, you don't have to learn all the ingredients to all the products and everything like that. I mean, Susie is incredible. She knows, obviously it's her brand, but she knows everything about the products, all of the ins and outs, even the science behind it. She's insane. But for me, I'm not the most sciencey, so I know what I know and I know what I don't. I know what works for what skin and I know what works for the other. So obviously there's loads of training sessions on the lounge that we have. I'm pointing here because my computer's here and that's what I do my training sessions on. And I personally do these trainings once a week still because I like to learn about the products, and also it's the only training I've ever done that's actually fun for me and literally takes 5 minutes. So I literally do 5 minutes every week to learn a bit more about the business or my products, which I don't think is bad. So you would have gone through all of that, and then you would message all of your family and friends and say, look, I've just started this business. Could we have a meetup so I could take pictures of the products, so I can, meet people, talk to people about the products, and then get everybody over to your house, or maybe parents' house, or whomever, wherever you live, get everybody over and just share the products and share the things with people. It's really good content for socials for your first time, and of course it's great to meet new people and start their businesses. Now, that is your business created. So like I said, there's no catch to that. That is literally it. From then, what we will talk about is what we call leap aheads. Now with Tropic, you do not have to make a certain amount a month. They do recommend that you make £250 a month, as in £250 for Tropic. You get 25% commission off of each of the products. But if you make £250 per month, they recommend that you make that because it keeps your business going every month. They do say, however, if you don't make £250 within, I want to say 6 months, they will message you and say, is your account still active? Because obviously, if you're not putting anything on the system, they're like, are you selling the products? Are you not? Do you not want to do this anymore? Just double checking. Basically, it's just a double checking that you still want to do the business. So recommend £250 a month. I personally have a goal myself to do £1,000 a month because that works for me, and that gets me £200 commission or something like that, or 250, I think, which for me is great because it's an extra £250 that I wouldn't have otherwise. But if you just kind of try to do £250 a month, that is also a good incentive for you, which going on to the next bit is incentives. So Tropic will also say to you, there's no sales targets, as I said. I mean, they recommend the £250 a month, but you don't have to do it. And they say incentives are basically a way for you to feel fueled and to get on to the next thing. Now, you don't have to do the incentives. There might be incentives that suit you more than others. There might be incentives that you absolutely hate. So for example, over Christmas, they did an incentive where if you made, and I'm going to get this wrong, £1,750, you got your Christmas collections for free and they'd send them to you. If you made £1,000, you got them 50% off. And if you made £500, I think you got 25% off, or it was something like that. And then you also got given, for example, so that's an incentive. So they'll bring out a new product and they'll say your incentive is make £250 between this date and this date, and then you can get it for free. And that's literally that. Now you don't have to do all of them. So for example, I only got 75% off for my Christmas collection. I wanted to hit 75%. I wanted to have the Christmas collections, so I pushed myself a little bit, and for me it was really helpful because Christmas is a great time for your business, and it was like almost that push to help me push myself to do it because I wanted the incentive. Another one that was a really good one for me was your advent calendars that you would have seen, and you also got a 2026 diary. And I think that it was a very similar incentive, £250 between this date and this date to get the advent % off, or you got it for free if you made like £1,000 or something like that. But then, for example, this, I had my Christmas collections, which means I had the renewing cleanser and I had a foot scrub, and they were the incentive for end of December. So it was like, oh, beginning of January, if you made £750 between this date and this date, you get our 2 new products released at Tropic Takeover for free, sent to you completely. And I didn't get it, and I wasn't too bothered because I personally had quite a tough start to January and I didn't want to hit that incentive, so I didn't. Nobody shouted at me. I'm not missing out. I've got the 2 incentives. I've got the 2 products anyway. Sometimes it's another opportunity for you to get it for free if you didn't get it before. So yeah, it's just their way of helping you to push yourself within the business by giving you things. Sometimes it'll be a water bottle, a bag. They've had diffusers before. I won a Tropic bag, which I absolutely love and I really wanted. So yeah, it just depends on what you want. And like I said, there's no catch with it. I didn't get shouted at because I didn't hit the incentive. They didn't really care. They just knew that wasn't for me. And with that incentives, at the beginning of your Tropic journey, they do a program called Leap Ahead. Now, these are there are 4 of them, 4 leap aheads. So when you start your business, they give you certain dates to hit certain numbers by to help you kickstart your business. Now, again, if you don't do it, it's not the end of the world. Nobody's going to kill you. It doesn't really matter. My first team member, she wanted to do it and she hit all her leap aheads and she was incredible. And my second team member didn't. So if you hit all 4 of your leap aheads, you get a trip to Tropic HQ completely free, and you get to go see where they make the products and all sorts of things like that. Or you can choose to have a beauty bag if that's not something you want to do. Although Tropic HQ is amazing, so I would definitely recommend, if you got your leap aheads, to go there. And there's not many other opportunities to go to HQ. So I actually personally did my own leap aheads. I really wanted to kickstart my business and I wanted this to be like a real thing that I wanted to do on the side. So I actually pushed myself a little bit further and sent a couple of extra messages so that I could make sure I got my incentive. So there's 4 leap aheads and you have to make, I think it's $250 for the first one, 500, so it's 250, another 250 for the second one. Then it's 1,000 for the third one, so an extra. So on top of 500, you have to make an extra to make it to 1,000, and then it's 2,000 for the fourth. And again, it's just a way to start the business. So you don't have to do it, but it's a really, really good idea to kickstart your business. And I personally found such a great impact by doing that myself. There's no catch with it. You don't have to do it. It's just a great prize at the end of it and a great way to start the business, and their way of kind of pushing you, I suppose. So from then, you've got your leap aheads, you've got incentives. So incentives will come throughout the process, continue. They won't have incentives on sometimes, they will have them on. You'll also get an opportunity to get your consistency kits. So obviously you have your, your ambassador kit, which is £198 plus, which is worth £600. And there's 3 other kits that you can get. So you can get your makeup kit, you can get your body care kit, and you can get a makeup palette. It's like a big, actually I've got it in this drawer. Let's see if I can show. Or you can get this, which has like loads of makeup inside. I mean, there's still some without it. And basically it's just a kit, much like your initial kit, which has your basic skincare. So in your initial kit, as again, please go watch that video, just a brief idea, you get cleanser, toner, moisturizer, and you get all of them. So you get all the cleansers, all the toners, all the moisturizers, all the serums, body smooth, magazines, product pad, like to write down orders when you do parties. I think that's it. I can't remember. Again, go watch that video if you want to see that. But you get a chance to have these consistency kits. So you have another kit. So you have the makeup kits if you want all the makeup collection to be able to show at your parties or to be able to give to customers for borrow bags, then you can get those. So if you hit a certain amount of money, they say, oh, you've done this amount, well done, you've reached your new consistency kit. So if you've just made a couple of sales within the next couple of months, you have a chance to have the consistency kit. And again, it's like £120 for something like £300 worth of products or something like that. But you don't have to get these. I personally got mine because I decided I wanted to save my commission money, put it back into my business to have the kits, and then now I can make the money back through doing the parties and actually having the products at the parties. But you don't have to. There's no pressure. But there is a chance to get products and kits through a big discount. Events as well, so you'll see that we have loads of events. Obviously I'm saying about the community, so we have coffee mornings. So you'll have a how it works is you basically have, you're an ambassador, you'll have a leader, and then they'll have a leader, and they'll have a leader, and they'll have a leader. So there's Susie and Carlton at the top, there's obviously all the Tropic HQ team, and then there's, I want to say, 4 diamonds. So these are 4 ladies who actually were all Susie's initial ambassadors, so to speak. So they started the social selling idea, and they all then have teams of, then it goes teams of executive, platinum executive. Let me see, it goes ambassador, team ambassador, senior ambassador, leader, leader to executive, executive to platinum, platinum to diamond. I want to say, I think I might be getting that slightly wrong, but you, what am I trying to say? Something to do with events. Oh yeah, each team will have your leader is in charge basically of your team. So it depends what your leader wants to do. My leader personally hosts coffee mornings every month, just so that everybody has a chance to get together. I try and organise a FaceTime with my team because my team's only small, and so you just have a little catch up on FaceTime. I check they don't need anything, and obviously we can go out for coffee or drinks or whatever. Because we're in the same big team, we tend to go to the bigger events in person together, and then I'll just have a little FaceTime with them, the 2 of my team, just a little catch up, a little check in, see how they are for the week. Nice little thing to do in the evening as well. So yeah, so that's that. And then you of course get the events held by Tropic. So everybody is invited to the Glammies, and the Glammies is basically this massive event at the end of the year, and you get to see new products that are going to be released, the Christmas collection that's coming out for the year, and you get to see, obviously you get to meet everybody, all of the other ambassadors up and down the country, and then they also will tell you some sneak peeks, and you'll have Susie and Carlton on stage. They'll do a couple of performances, they'll have a lunch for you, and then in the evening they will have a massive party. So they have, this year when I went, which was incredible, they had a wicked theme, so you all get to dress up during the day as well. So you get to have, I obviously dressed up as Glinda because Glinda's my favourite. So you have a theme each year, and it's always different theme. They've had red carpet before, they've had circus before, and you get to properly dress up, like as if you're going to prom, dress up. It's so good. And then in the evening they have performances. So they had acrobats, obviously DJ, singer. We had Red, the TikTok singer, this year. And Susie and Carter there to like say hello to everybody, and the HQ team are all involved as well. So a great chance to see everybody, have some drinks and have some fun. This year it was in Birmingham, so I'm down near Gatwick. So me and my mum actually went together, which is so fun. Me and my mum went up together. We went up together. We paid for a hotel the night before. They didn't pay for the hotel for me. I paid for the hotel. Well, me and my mum, well, actually my mum paid for it, but we were supposed to spend it, but my mum paid for it for me. So we had a hotel the night before, and we just had a couple of drinks in the hotel, and then we got up nice and early, got ready, and then went to the event, came back, had something to eat, and then went back for the evening. It was at the NCP. Go watch my Glammies vlog if you want to know all about the Glammies. But you pay a small fee to go to the Glammies. So I think, do you know, I might have my ticket on here. Most of the events are about £15, so you do pay £15, but a lot of them also include a goodie bag, so you can also have a goodie bag on top. So obviously let's have a look if I've still got my email. I can tell you how much. So I think most of the events are about £15 to £20. There are some more of the events that are a bit more expensive. So Tropic Takeover, We'll come back to that. Yeah, Glammy's £15, and then obviously you pay the price for the £15. That covers like your food, the event itself. Obviously they're paying to host an incredible event. Definitely worth it. And then I paid, I think, an extra £10 on top. I think it was £25, so it was £20 plus £5 on top for my goodie bag, and I got 2 bubble baths, 1 Glinda and 1 Elphaba themed, which were exclusive just for ambassadors, just for this event. And then we also got some 2 products, mini products to test, which they're like testing and growing out. So I got, yeah, 2 products to test in that. And that was my ticket. We then have Tropic Takeover in January, so that's what we've just been to. My vlog is going up tomorrow, so by the time this has gone up, you would have seen it. But go and watch that if you want to. So Tropic Takeover happens in January. It's a perfect time. It happens, so Glammy's, everybody comes together, and they go, we're all in one place. And then Tropic Takeover, it's basically on a virtual screen, and then the diamonds for each different counties will basically be the host for that county. So my one was in Brighton, so we had one of the diamonds as like hosting, saying hello everybody, welcome to Tropic Takeover, and then Susie and Carlton are on a live stream on the big screen. So this for them is just a way to kickstart the new year, to get you excited for the business, to tell you the new products that are launching in 2026, because obviously the Glammy's is mainly about the Christmas collections that are coming out. So new products that are coming for 2026, and they told us this year that there's a new product coming out every single month, or an update of a product. And then they go through the new products, they go through a bit of training, so you know, what's to come throughout the year. Again, it's all fun training, it's not like boring, it's literally like, I want to go to the event because it's so much fun. Like the training I want to do because it's fun training, and it's about products that I love, and it's about a business that I love, and it's about my business, actually stuff that's going to help me. So for example, we got released a beauty club, which is going to be my next video this year. So they want, they're offering a beauty club, and then they'll go, right, you have 5 minutes, let's chat and share your ideas. So they so we then sat in our tables and were like, oh yeah, what could we do here, what could we do there? And then they were given a chance to chat to the people on our table, you know, connect with them. How do you make new customers? How do you bring new people into the business? How do you do this? How do you do that? What's something you've been struggling with? Oh my God, me too. How do we fix that? It's a really nice time to chat with people. Also, the vibes in that room, if you saw my Instagram, I actually was lucky enough to be in the video. And I literally am like, 2026 is a good year, I can feel it. And the excitement on my face, you can just feel the room is just incredible. Like I have such a buzz after it, and I just want to get on with stuff. So yeah, and that was £15 to go to, and I got a tote bag, a new product that's being like redone, so they're like doing it as a tester for ambassadors. I got given a water bottle, and obviously like free teas and coffees while you're there, and obviously to pay for the venue. So it's £15, nothing. So there are your 2 main events of the year. Then you have the Tropic Fest. Now, Tropic Fest I've not been to yet, so it's going to be my first Tropic Fest this year, and I'm really lucky because I actually get to go to Tropic Fest completely free. So one of your incentives is if you hit a certain amount of money by a certain amount of time, then you get to go to Tropic Fest either for 50% off, a bit like the Christmas collections. You get it for free, 50% off, 25% off, or you have to pay for the ticket basically. So I don't actually know how much the ticket is. I want to say £50, but they do it every other year, and it's basically like Glastonbury but for Tropic. Or the Happy Place Festival is how I can best describe it. I don't know if you've heard of the Happy Place Festival, but Google it. I really want to go actually. It's like a wellness festival combined with a music festival in one. So they have music all day, music all night. They have like sound baths. They have talks. Like last year they actually had a talk from Fern Cottons. They've got talks by like all these like incredible people within the wellness space, help you build your business. They've got goodie bags, and you have 3 options. You can either stay in a hotel nearby. You can either get a tent for on campus, or you can bring your own tent and camp like that. So me and a couple of the girls from the team are actually sharing a tent that they're putting up for us. So it includes a bed, cushion, like a duvet and all that sort of stuff. So I was like, I'm going to go glamping rather than camping. I I just would rather do that, and I'd rather pay a bit of money. And then so obviously you pay for the ticket and then you pay for that on top of it. So they obviously only do it every other year because it's a bit more expensive than the other events, but I am super excited to go this year. I'm literally cannot wait. I have not been to a festival and I just think it's going to be so much fun. The vibe's going to be incredible. Dancing all night. Yeah, I can't tell you what's going to happen because I haven't been before. So keep an eye out for July, because that way when the Tropic Fest video goes out, because I'm going in July, and of course I'm going to vlog the whole thing. So yeah, there's that. And then there's a couple of other events throughout the year. So obviously I said there is obviously people that are above you. And this kind of goes hand in hand with progression. So obviously that's kind of the basics of what you would get if you're an ambassador. You get, the discount. We'll come back to that then. So you also get the discount on your products. So with the ordering system, it works that you put an order in, and for every order, there needs to be a host for that order. So this is like, for example, if you were to go to a party, you put the host for your order. Say, for example, I said to my mum, right, I'm doing a party at your house. My mum's the host. She's the one that's hosting. I'm just there to show the products. So I put in the ordering system, Nikki Smith as the host. And then my mum, then I'll put on all the orders for that party, and my mum will get 15% of all those products to basically spend on herself. So say it was like £250, she get 15% of 250 to then have something for herself. So it's like a little thank you from Tropic for hosting the event. Now you also have to have a host for every single order that you make, which means that you get discount on every single order that you make that isn't a party. So 15% of the total sales you will get, and that is how the discount works. So that's basically the main way. That is basically the main way to get the discount back, and that's basically what you get as an ambassador. Now there is progression as well. So I'm personally making my way towards leader currently. I have certain things to hit to be able to get to leader. So you have to do £2,000 team sales. You have to personally do £500, I want to say. And then you have to have 5 people in your team that are also making £250 a month. Now this, you don't have to do this. This can be quite overwhelming, but it's just so that I can show you what there is. So this is the progression stage. So if you want to, you've got ambassador and you're thinking, I want more. There are events for leaders. So if you're a leader, there's a leaders weekend, which is pretty much like the Grammys, but it's just more intimate. And it's for leaders. I mean, obviously I haven't been, so I couldn't tell you. And then there's also the platinum do at the end of the year. So they do like a Christmas party at the end of the year, and if you're one up from a leader, I think you get to go to that. And again, it's a lot more intimate. It's more of a Christmas party. I can't tell you what happens, but you go. All the events work the same. You have to pay a small fee. I think again it's like 15 to £20, and then you get to go to these events and see them. But there is progression to be made. So again, not to go into it. If you want me to go do a video on the progression you can make, I can absolutely do that. I personally only know from what I've done so far. So I currently am senior ambassador. So I have got 3 people in my team. No, I haven't. I've got 2 people in my team, myself, and that's all I've had to do to be team ambassador. Senior ambassador. My next step would be senior ambassador. No, team ambassador. And then I just need an extra person in my team to do that. And then my next step after that would be leader. And I personally want to get to leader because I want to progress in the business, and I want to be able to attend the events. And there is also one more thing that 2 more things that is a chance to do. So if you have made a certain amount of sales throughout the year, at the Grammys you'll get put into a draw, and your name can be called out of however many ambassadors to go to a trip to Nepal completely free. Or it's Nepal this year, but it doesn't have to be Nepal. Basically, Tropic, I said, doesn't impact for the world, so it does 10% of every product. And they've actually now have, I want to say 5 schools that they've made in less well-off countries. And they give ambassadors, I want to say 20 ambassadors a chance per year to go to one of those schools to have an experience and see it completely for free, which is incredible. And so, there is a chance to do that each year. completely for free. So if you make a certain amount, you get put in the draw, and then there's that. There is the development retreat. So if you are a senior ambassador or a team ambassador, and within the month of January, February and March, you make £500 per month and you bring in one ambassador each month, you get the chance to go on the development retreat, which basically will help you to develop your business into leader. Now, I really want to go on the development retreat this year. I'd be an absolute dream. So I'm, making sure I'm working really super hard to be able to get that. But again, there's no pressure. There's no pressure to progress. And there are as well trips to like abroad. They do, I think, one trip a year. Yes, one trip a year abroad. And again, if you make a certain amount of money, you get the chance to go on the trips. So this year they went to Costa Navarino and they took 50 ambassadors completely free of charge. Don't have to pay anything. And you just have to make a certain amount of sales a year. That's that. But they're much like incentives. They're like the trips like that. They work similar to incentives, so you don't have to do any of them, but it's just showing you what there is. So the long and short of it, in the whole sense of that, is there isn't a catch, basically. You get a great community of people that you can be involved in. Every team is individual. You have possible progression opportunities if you want to. You have events you can go to, whether you're an ambassador or whether you're at the top and you're a diamond. There is plenty of opportunity for making some extra money, even if it is just an extra £20 a month that you want, or there is just an opportunity to join and get some discount on your products. There isn't a catch, there isn't an amount of sales a month, there isn't anything. It works around you and your lifestyle, and that is why I love this business so much. And like I said, I really wanted to share this because I didn't want this to ever, I just want to share this with people and people to never feel like I'm trying to catch them out, because I know personally how awful that is when you're caught out, and I do not want that for anybody else. That is the worst feeling. So if I can help you to have an amazing business, then I will. So if you do want to be an ambassador, then please just pop a comment in the comments below, or pop me a message on Instagram. My Instagram is always in the description below. I'd love to share with you more about being an ambassador, answer any of your questions that you might have from this video. Please put any questions in. I'll try and respond to all the comments. And yeah, just let me know what you think. And sorry, I went to the gym and I literally have not stopped being able to breathe properly since then. But yeah, just let me know, and I will look forward to hopefully chatting with you in the future. And I will speak to you very soon.